been a while since I gave you an update, so let me give you a blackberry update. As you can see, they are doing nice, and later on I will tell you last week how many blackberries were picked off this little patch. The patch is 700 feet. I've got 7 rows, 100 feet long, and I will share with you just a little while how many pounds of blackberries were picked last week. But first, just take a look. They are loaded down. Now this is all new growth. All this tall stuff sticking out, all that stuff, tall stuff sticking out, that's all new growth, and I have let it go a little bit too far. Although with the trellis I can let it get a little taller, but I'll go ahead and pinch it off. And I've shown you this before. When it gets about 4 feet tall, 3, 4, 5 feet tall, whatever your preference, that's the end shoot right there. Just pinch that off. Okay, I just pinched off the growing tip. That may have about like that. Okay, that's the growing tip that I took off of there, and it will start now to produce canes laterally, like that one right there. That is a lateral, kind of like a sucker on a tomato plant. That's a lateral right there. And I didn't even tip this one, so let me tip it, and that one. And when they're when it's the very end of it like that, you can just pinch it off with your fingers, and that's all there is to pruning one. Now it will all these little laterals that are already starting to grow will now just go crazy, because you're telling the plant you don't want it to grow any longer, you want it to grow out. So it's going to really start going, and those laterals will get, gosh, I've had some 3, 4, 5 feet long. So you have to watch those, and it's best to go ahead and take those, prune those off, take the tips off those at about 16 inches, 12, 16, 18 inches, something like that. And then the laterals will make laterals. So I've shown you that before, but I just wanted to show you now. But these some beautiful berries. That one's got a little red on it. It will be ready tomorrow. I'm open Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday afternoon. And so far, I have found that to be just right. It gives them some heavy days picking. It gives a day in between to ripen. And just look at all those berries. And these, the ones that have some red on it, like that one, and like that one, they'll be ripe tomorrow for sure. But with a little heat, even a pretty red one will ripen overnight. But they're missing a lot of these way back in there. There's a good one back in there. I'm just going to go ahead and snatch him off and eat him. Oh, sweet, sweet, sweet. The trellises are doing well. These are the trellises that I showed you how to make last year. They're holding them up nicely, and they are loaded down. We've had some pretty good wind. Got an inch of rain this morning with a lot of wind. The trellises are holding them up. I haven't holding them up well. I haven't taken the time like I should have to come in here and the new canes, train them inside the trellis. So I'll be doing some of that, and maybe even taking the wire down and re-trellising when it comes time to take out the old dead canes. And this is an example of that, sticking out in the aisle there where I don't want it, and the trellis is just right there. So what I will do later is lift that up, and I will probably just take the trellis wire. I may leave that one up and just put another wire up. I don't know, whatever's easier. I'm not sure, because I've got some little crank, kind of like a come along that that I'm going to use, and I'll show you that when I do it. But the trellis from last year that I put up, that all the canes that are showing berries, is holding them up real well. So I'm real pleased with that. Still got some blooms. In fact, that is this year's canes coming up. Kind of out in the aisle where I don't want them, but they're blooming out. They're going to produce because these are prima canes. Prima canes, as I've told you before, not only produce the second year on that second year cane, it produces a small crop on the first year, in the first year on the brand new cane that comes up. So anyway, look at that. That is just loaded, stinking down all the way down to the ground. So I thought you might want to see the update and see that the trellises are working real well. You know, I didn't probably pull them as tight as I should have, but to pull them any tighter, as you can see, that fence post is kind of bowed, you know, kind of just a little bit of bow because it's got a lot of tension on it. To pull them any tighter, I would have to come off of it with some kind of anchor on the back, put some kind of anchor or dead man or something back there. And I didn't want to do all that, so I did it this way. So this is Monday. What I'm going to tell you is last week's count. That would be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday count. And there's a couple of times where somebody drove up to the gate and I went ahead and let them in on an off day. They, you know, so it wasn't just those days. I may have had another day, an hour or two in there picking. But last week they picked 187 pounds of blackberries off this little patch, off this little 700-foot, 7 rows of blackberries. Takes up about I don't know, I think not even a quarter of an acre. I think it's about 100 by 100. That may be, that's about a half acre, I guess. And they picked 187 pounds. Last Thursday, just last Thursday, they picked 90 pounds. One day, 90 pounds. I couldn't believe it. And I've got a bunch of people coming in the morning because they were getting a little slim by Saturday evening. They picked quite a bit yesterday, 40 pounds yesterday on a Sunday afternoon. And but I've got several people said they're coming Tuesday morning, like 3 or 4 people with kids in tow, grandkids in tow, whatever. So tomorrow's gonna be a big day. Anyway, just want to let you know that this thing is booming, booming. Now I tell you, some of the biggest berries I've had. I like the prima cane because they're so vigorous. They reproduce themselves so well. All this is new growth from this year. And this is my thornless, one of my thornless blackberries. This is Ouachita. I planted those little plants, that one, those 3 there. I planted those last fall because this row from, I've shown you before, but just in case you don't remember it, this row here was completely barren all the way down. My hose had busted, my drip line, and they didn't get watered, and so I lost a bunch of that. But these berries have done real well. That is a thornless, and it's 8 feet tall. I need to pinch it off, and I should have had it inside the trellis, and I don't. So I got to work with that. I got to put it inside the trellis later without breaking it. So been my fault, just hard to stay up with all of it. But what I was going to say is this thornless variety here, this is Ouachita. I think it's pronounced Ouachita with a Q. Has had some of the biggest berries that I've seen. I mean, That's not even a big one. It's an inch long. I've had some inch and a half, inch and a quarter. Just some huge berries, and they're real sweet. So I know any of the shoots that are coming up, like that one there, that are coming up outside. Ooh, there's a big one. I'm not gonna sell that one tomorrow. I'm gonna eat that one right now. Some of the ones that are coming up of the Ouachita, again, like that one there, I'm gonna dig those up and pot them up and really try to fill in this row, because there again, you can see that the Ouachita, the thornless, or in my experience, the thornless berries are not near as prolific. You can just see, you know, I've got a cane coming up there, but I'm talking about new growth. Cane coming up there, two of them coming up there. I got a few coming up right here, and then look at the thorn blackberry, the primicanes. So there's really no comparison. And I watered this year about 4 days ago, around the 1st of June, 4 or 5 days ago. I turned on the drip line overnight, and then I forgot last night and left it on, night before last, and left it on. So only 2 times have I even watered this, and it's still just going crazy. But I attribute that to the mulching that I've done. That right there is about 2 feet of mulch, because that's a lot of mulch. And some people have asked me if the blackberries will come up through the thick mulch. Well, that mulch on this bed right here was probably 18 inches, and look at all that new growth coming up. Came right straight out of the mulch. So don't be afraid to mulch. Don't be afraid to mulch deep. Heavy, heavy, heavy. And I think that's it. I just thought you might want to see an update. And let me just take you down the rows. Again, 7 rows. That's my T-tape that I've got underneath it, my drip tape. And there's row number 1, and that's primicane. This is the Ouachita thornless. That's prime Jim. That's prime Jim. That's prime Jan. Prime Jan. And this is a Arapaho. Again, a thornberry that is just not producing. It's producing pretty good berries. They're small, but it's doing pretty well as far as producing berries. But it's not reproducing itself. There's one shoot right here. There's 2 small ones right there. Again, nothing like the thorn varieties are doing. Got a nice little clump here, but I'm going to come in here and dig those shoots. And I'm going to dig those shoots, and I'm going to pot these up and just transplant them basically. I'm going to take them from here and put them into the middle of the rows, because I am going to have some dead spots there. I have had some people coming over. One guy came from Alabama, was driving through, one of my YouTube viewers, and he came over and just dug up tons and tons of little shoots about a couple of months ago, and out here in the aisle where I didn't want them, in the walkways. So, and I got another guy in about a week that's going to come back and dig some up. So, and I told him I'm mowing, so there may not be much. See, I've already mowed that one. That one there, I've already mowed it twice. Mowed that one twice. Once you mow them 2 or 3 times, they kind of get the hint and don't come back up. So I told him there's going to have to be some that are pretty close to the rows, like that one is. It's about 2 feet from the excuse me, from the trellis, and I haven't hit it with my lawnmower, but I just don't want it. It's not close enough to the trellis. I'll keep that one. But anyway, I'm I'm just happy. This year is going to be so much better than last year. Last year they picked 500 pounds, which I was kind of amazed that 700 feet of blackberries they picked 500 pounds. But this year going to be a whole lot better than that. I've already got 200 pounds, and I'm just about a week into this. Week and a half, 10 days. So it's looking good. Thought you might want to see it. I'll give you an update on some of the veggies and the grapes and stuff also, but not in this one. I've talked too long. Just thought you might want to check out all the growth. I need to come in here and cut some of those those tall ones down. They're getting too big. Need to trim them off, prune them off. I should have done it when they was about 4 or 5 feet tall. Anyway, this is it. Doing good. 187 pounds in 1 week. Picked off this little old blackberry patch. Amazing. I believe that's it. We're gone.